Good morning, everyone. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. How's everyone doing? Are people getting wrecked? Are people buying? Are people selling? I would love to know. If you know, let me know in the chat, please. See that Patrick was here already 5 minutes before we started. Good morning, Patrick. You say September. I think we had a lovely start of the month, and it will be up only from here. But yeah, I will show you why I think that a little later. Good morning, James. Always good to see you in the chat. Hold the line. I think that is what we are hopefully doing. I longed around 107, but we will get back to that a little later. Um, yeah, so I will start like always with the crypto bubble map. I think that is quite interesting. And yeah, I want to start today a little bit more positive. So we start to look at the yearly. We see Zcash is up quite a bit. We see BitGet is up, Kronos is up. I think a lot of tokens for the year are up. But then we need to look a little bit more realistic. For the month, I think a shitty month. Hopefully, yeah, September for November will be a bit better. But we have seen some tokens going up. You see GoodMorning Crypto November. So some tokens have ended up, but mostly overall, it was quite a shitty month. We see like most tokens 30 to 40% down on the month. That is not too good, but it also can come with a lot of opportunities to buy on lower levels. That is what I'm hoping and what I'm doing currently, because I think we have seen most pain for the year and we should go up much more to higher levels. Because fundamentally, I think we need an alt season. We didn't had one, and is meant to happen. I think projects really need to get a lot of money to still be building, and that can go quite shit if they don't get cash in for with a proper alt season. And I think some tokens stand out. ICP stands out to me. It's a project I really like. I bought last week at $3, and I think that is we're now at $3.85. So that was quite a nice buy. I think ICP is quite a cool project. It is a blockchain where you can handle all the smart contracts. So it is will be highly used if a lot of alts get integrated. Can be used for DeFi. It can be used for smart contracts in like social media platforms on the blockchain. There are a lot of use cases for it, so I'm definitely a big believer in it. But for the week, one that stands out also a lot to me is Sui. Sui got back at 2.215, and that is some low levels. ENA, I was trying to look for the bottom long it, but got stopped out and won't look at it too soon anymore, because I think to go down 30% in a week when the rest is going around 15%, that is quite shit, and something is fundamentally wrong. Um, for the day, we have seen ICP is still up. Oh yeah, to be certain, the crypto bubbles map works that you look for the last 24 hours what it did. So not when the day starts, also for the week, the month, the year. It looks 365 back for the days back for the year. For the month, we look 30 days back. For the day, we look 24 hours back. So you can see ICP is up, TIA is down quite a bit. I also bought a lot of TIA lately. It went up to like $1.02 yesterday, and now we're back at 89 cents. And we can see Esther went up. Of course, we had the tweet of CZ yesterday that he's buying Esther. But yeah, I'm surprised. I'm curious what you guys think, because last week, no, on yesterday we saw Esther make CZ's made a tweet about Esther, and it pumped immediately like 40 what is it, 40%. But CZ only tweeted about Binance, Bybit, and his third project is Esther. I mean, if he is saying that he wants to buy more, don't you think people would be more happy, would be buying as well? I'm curious what your thoughts on that is, and then maybe it showed some weakness in the market that it wasn't a pump shouldn't come already. And let me show you the chat for what's James saying. The sales from the ETF are less than 0.03% of what they hold. Welcome to the big boy world Bitcoin. Put on your big boy pants. That's an interesting line of view, and I definitely agree that is not a lot. Um, but I think still a big pump is nearing for us, and we always need a shakeout before the breakout. We have seen the shakeout, a big shakeout in the past, and that was, of course, when we had like the move down on what was it, October 10th, if I'm correctly saying this from my head. But I think it will get better, get better. I think what's always funny, I will quickly share the Poly market. I always like to look at Polymarket. It is quite funny what people think. And what do they do? They have some nice crypto things today. Like for the month, yeah, will November hit 200K? It's currently at 1%, 2% for 150K. I think Polymarket's quite a cool website. Maybe these things are quite crazy, but Bitcoin above 104K on November 3rd or 106K. I mean, they say that that there's a 13% chance, like the traders are trading on Poly market. There's a 13% that we would close below 106K. That is that is quite a high chance, I would say, for 106 for a closure. But yeah, so people are still leaning bullish. I think Polymark's always a fun thing to see. I think will Bitcoin dip below 100K before 2026? 63% chance. So people are really eyeing on a dip below. I think that is quite an interesting thing. Um, yeah, and then I will go quickly. As always, to Forex Factory, we still have the government shutdown, so we don't get too much news. The US news will always be cancelled. We got CPA data of Switzerland, and that was not as forecasted, but yeah, nobody really cares. I've never seen like if you trade forex on the Swiss franc, you will see notice some things with it, but for the Europeans as us or like Bitcoin traders, we don't really care about it. For tomorrow, you have the big news in Australia. Will be while I'm sleeping. We have New Zealand unemployment rates. Mm, there should be so much nice news in the US, but we're still in the government shutdown, so it won't come with Great Britain, who will do some big stuff. I think this can definitely bring some volatility. There's quite some big numbers in Great Britain, and I would say that we will see some volatility nearing that. Not as big as we have with the US data normally, but we can still see some nice volatility. And then on Friday, yeah, the unemployment rate in the Canada, I think I looked at this the other weeks if we are getting some volatility over there, but we never really did. So yeah, that is quite sad, but it's interesting. Um, I see James are saying if you have a 1,000 bag to trade, if you take 2% a day, compound for a year, oh, we'll have a million bags. Spot as my X if you want the process. I I'm really not think it's really nice of you that you're trying to help me, James, but I trade myself for more than a year and I'm getting quite profitable, so I don't need your advice, but yeah, it's always nice to hear. Always nice to see you in the chat. Because now I will also go to my trading view. We start on the higher time frame. I marked out all the monthly opens. I'll get this one out. This was where I was thinking Bitcoin would bounce, and we bounced just above here on this wick, but I still entered because I've with a little later entry. But I mean, if you look also on the weekly, you see we're clearly in an uptrend. If you look at this line, it is the uptrend line, and we're still holding on to it. I mean, if we have broken below it, but I mean, people could argue we can make it like this, and I wouldn't consider these ones, and I would consider like this. I mean, there then we would say like retest at like 100K. It's not the worst. It can definitely happen, and yeah, there's not a big problem with it. But then we'll zoom into the daily. I think we can see a really clear range. I mean, the moment we came in, we had the range here. We moved up, got in this range, tack, 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 like this, like this. We broke down, but we're still holding this range. I think the 107 area on the daily is a really, really important range. And we really shouldn't get the daily close below it. I think we had one here. Which day was this? This was on the 17th of October. That was quite a scary day. I think I entered here because I was hoping that we would revisit some higher levels. But I think this is a really, really important range to hold. Also, maybe a little higher, like here, like 107,400. I think that is yeah, for Bitcoin, that is a big number to hold. And let's look at my. This is where I always mark out some levels for the day. And yeah, I think we have seen, if you look, like I marked out the box over here. That's quite an interesting box. We normally bounce when you're at the bottom, and the box starts in 19th of October, and we have seen a bounce over here on the 22nd. There's another bounce 20 seconds on the 30th of October. Now we're bouncing a little higher. I don't think we need to come down to 106,500 or these levels. I think we can bounce here, and that's also based off the market structure. I think we saw a low, we went up, and we took the low, and then we bounced up, and this bounce was quite aggressively, and I think that is quite good, and that we saw quite a nice SFP on it. Also, if you look on the 4 hour, we made equal lows, and we have seen it here. We have made equal lows, moved up. We made here we didn't made equal lows, but here we made equal lows, we moved up, and even some afterwards we made a big pump. And this was, yeah, like the same structure. You go down, you go for another candle down. This is daily open, the second hour open. We make an equal low on the third 4 hour candle. That's this one, and then the fourth candle was 4.5% up. Don't think we go 4.5% up from here, but it is a high chance. I think if we look back, we see some equal lows as well, but then yeah, but here as well we had some equal lows. We went below, got up. I think that's an interesting pattern, and I'm sort of agreeing with the. I think I'm for the bias for the week. I'm quite bullish. Wait 1 second. My AirPod fell out. Let's see here in the chat. Short term, a tad bearish. But I think Spot, the bearishness, we got it, and we are not looking to. I'm not looking to extend it. But also, there's an interesting thing that we have been going down. We have made our P1, like the high or the low of the week, for the last 13 weeks on Monday. I mean, there's still a chance that we made the high on Monday, and we will go down for the rest of the week. But I am slightly bullish for the week. I think a lot of things are lining up that we should go back to bull phase, not to bear phase. Um, so yeah, I am definitely looking for longs, and I won't start blindly longing it. That is not my strategy, but I will be looking for longs and put my stop loss around, not today, but from tomorrow onwards, below this level, because we made the trend is your friend until the end. We have made the trend since for the past 13 weeks. And I believe if we are going up, then this should be the low. And yeah, that is something I will definitely trade and have my bias for. What do we see, James? Here, the mind is like a parachute unless it's open. And we see full moon coming to James. Yeah, I remember there's a full moon theory, and people quite like it. And sometimes it is working out, but I never read into it. I don't think it's really true, but it is funny. I think I'll quickly look it up. You have the full moon indicator. I remember this in the past where I watched a lot of YouTube. I was looking at this indicator. We'll get a more clean Bitcoin chart for it. Is this one clean? No, there was even a position. Maybe this one. Yeah, here I marked out some stuff, but it's the full moon indicator on. Is this it? No. Now I see it where it is. The full moon indicator. This was a full moon. We saw full moon here, and sometimes has the top or the bottom, but I think it is shit. But yeah, it's interesting. It could be funny for some people who are really looking at the full moon indicator. But I think for now we will continue. I'll put this thing off. Continue to look at some alts. We can look at a quick look at ETH. I think ETH is looking very good. If you, we will stay on the daily. I think for altcoins, currently it's much better. For ETH on the daily, I'm sorry that I marked out a lot of shit on it. I think half of what's marked out is quite shit. But we have seen since October 10th, we made a big low until like 3400. That was the shitty day. But then we came to the level 3681 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now for a sixth time. And I think we will be bouncing here. I bought some ETH this morning around the 3690 entry. And I think we will bounce back up. And if we really break below, then we are talking about how it is not looking good. And then also for Solana, we have seen the same thing. This was some day trading stuff yesterday along Sol yesterday. I marked out some random stuff. We saw my position here. This was quite a nice short. Or I think I started it here somewhere. But yeah, what is also quite what we see for Sol as well. We have a big support at the 173 area. If we would lose it, in my opinion, we can go straight down to like 163.71. But I think this is quite a good area to hold, maybe. Yeah, and we have seen quite some bounces from it already a lot of times. So yeah, I'm quite positive on it. We can take a look at Link. Whoa, I marked out a lot of shit. There you can also see, I think I still have my orders at 15.5. I hope I don't get filled on it. I don't really think so, but it is definitely a strong level. I'm not sure if we would revisit it, because if we would revisit it, it means we need to go down from where we are currently another 3.6%. I mean, it is definitely possible if we create another low for Bitcoin, then it is definitely possible, but I'm not really looking at it. I think Sui is really cheap at these prices. $2.20. I mean, we saw the high at $4.45, and that was in the 30th of July or the 29th of July, and we went straight down. And we are almost at like a 50% retracement. I think that can definitely go back up. And also, if you look at the all-time high, it was at $5.38 in January 2026. It is 11 months ago, but I can still see us coming back, and that is really big retracement. And I think Sui is quite a cool project. It went 60% down from its all-time high. and I'm definitely buying a shitload of it currently. I think we are, yeah. I'm really debating if I would count this to grab liquidity, because if we would count this, it's grabbing liquidity from down here, literally from the 50-cent mark. There was definitely some liquidity up here, but I think it sort of got invalidated when it takes such a long time and people will put their stop loss a little higher. I mean, if you look at Esther, because of the tweet yesterday, we got this crazy candle, this 29% and 5% afterwards, but now it's retracing. I would be likely entering a long on 97 cents, or I don't know, I would enter lower. I would enter at 94 cents. I think it can definitely go down back to like around 94 cents. And that would be definitely really interesting level for if it will bounce again, because I mean, if we push up like 35%, 36% in 2 hours, it needs to be retraced because so much liquidity builds up, and the market makers will bring it back down and move it higher, because markets don't move in straight lines, but it needs some structure. And I think if we go back down to this level, but yeah, I think like this is all driven by a lot of liquidity, and a lot of liquidity is resting here. Um, and it should be retraced, and then I will be looking for entries. We got ZRO, quite a project I quite enjoy. It's also quite nice trading wise. We have been in this range from what was it, from 17th October to like the 30th of October for like 2 weeks. I traded it quite some times in this range. We went back below, but yeah, I longed quite some around these levels. Also, Tia is one who's worrying me because I was always a big Tia believer. I think the opening price is not on this chart, but there was the $1 who are below listing price. That's always concerning. And it's bad, going down quite badly. Also on the daily, we made a new low, if you are not counting this thing, and that is not looking too good, because yesterday we saw 1016, and that was quite a nice level, and we are going down back again. So that is not really positive for me. Also, CRV is getting a little scary because I quite like CRV as a project. It is a DeFi project, but it is coming down so badly. I mean, we did go up to $2. I mean, it was at some point at $6.78. I mean, that was the other bull run. It doesn't exist. It doesn't count for me. But we went up this December. We were at 33 and we're at 44 cents. That's a really big drawdown, and I don't really like that. Also, on SAI is not looking very well. I don't see us coming down this low, but and maybe you are. Like I would say, my bias for the day and the week is definitely up. We can probably hit 106, but the bias for me for the day and a week for Bitcoin is up. But yeah, if it's not going up, we can go down quite badly, and that would be stats for me. I think we will revisit like 100K, 1,400. That's the level I would be looking at to buy. Also, if you take a look at Hyperliquid, and we had a really strong level at 34 cents, that you will recognize it from here. This was quite a nice level. This was maybe too low. I would be happy to buy more over here at $34. But we went straight up to like $50 when they announced their new thing on the website, and now we're coming down only. We definitely tested this liquidity. We got rejected. We are coming down. I'm looking to. Yeah, we have seen, maybe because I didn't update this chart for a long time. I will mark this line here with everything a little higher. I'll put it here. And then we're definitely at a crucial level. And I can see this being a level is, can I put it here? Because I normally chart my charts once and then I'll adjust it because I like this candle. Oh, wait, what was that? I like these candles a lot. I think that is something you can look at. We have seen this here, but these ones we have seen support here. It has been support over here. Here we went down but went up again. I think this is quite a nice chart to look at. I will maybe after the stream I will take a long on this, but I have to decide, look at how much risk I have currently open because I went quite heavily into Bitcoin, ETH, SUI. So I'm not sure if I would take another position because that won't be in line with my risk management. But yeah, I will be looking after a stream, and I will update everyone in the Discord if I would take too long on I mean, I would fundamentally take too long on Hyperliquid, but I have to recalculate all my risk positions if it is a smart position for me, if I'm not risking too much, because trading is always a game of probabilities. We can go up, we can go down, but I think there's a higher probability that we will see the low today, and it's probably already in. But yeah, there's always a game probabilities. But to end that, I will be in the Discord today. I will be online most of today, I think, if I'm looking at this price action. And yeah, if anyone has any questions, you can ask me in the Discord. You can ask me now in the chat still. I think it was a nice stream. We went over some levels. I think quite some people were scared in the beginning, but I think I have give them some hope. And yeah, I would love to see everyone in the Discord. And yeah, don't forget to smash up the like button, follow the CZ channel, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.